So, Catherine, Lizzy, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you.
Good, good.
What I want to start with is, we're going a little bit back to from where we stand. What is your thoughts on that album now, after having made Cartwheels and...
Well, we were much younger when we made that album, and I think that it was a huge learning curve for us, because we went over to Nashville where we recorded it all, and we were sort of 17.
Yeah.
And we feel like Cartwheels is much more sort of everything that we've learnt since From Where We Stand is in Cartwheels.
Yeah, and it was all completely different because we recorded Cartwheels in London.
Okay.
And so it's just a different... And when we wrote From Where We Stand, we were 17, 18,
Sure.
and now we're in our early 20s. So it's just a complete, an album's like a portfolio of your life at the time. And so, yeah, it's just, moving on from different step to different step, really.
What is one thing in particular that you notice, a difference in the music, or maybe even your approach to what you do?
Yeah, I think that when we recorded it, we sort of went in with each song, let it speak for itself. So instead of creating a track and then singing on top of the track and then having a song done, we sort of went in, and every song we recorded differently. One song we did with a full band in the room, another song we just did with a guitar and then built on top, another song we just did stripped back, one take. So I think that we kind of went for the sort of experimental, let's just see how this goes kind of mentality, and then it really helped with the sound of the album, because it was just everything that we sort of felt at the time.
And in that sense then, because well, you're described as country music, but I believe you like to keep it very open. You don't like to get bogged down.
Yeah, I'd say From Where We Stand was a lot more of a country album, and Cartwheels was a lot more mixed with stuff that we were listening to right now. And before we were listening to a lot of Dixie Chicks and a lot of country music, and we still do, but we listen to a lot more, like.
I mean, we were very influenced by country when we made the album, but we didn't want it to be a country album. We wanted it to be an album of our songs that we were writing at the time.
We were also brought up with our parents were in a 70s rock covers band. They used to sing a lot of Fleetwood Mac and the Kinks and the Eagles, and
Fleetwood Mac was a huge influence.
Fleetwood Mac was a massive influence, and I think we brought that to the table a little bit with Cartwheels as well. We wanted to bring places from different areas, really.
Bring places.
You know what I mean?
But well, the first album obviously did quite well. So where do you start then? Well, what is the beginning point? Because you toured the first album. When then does the time come to say, well, let's think about a new album?
During our tours, actually, everyone's always constantly thinking of the next step. But we're always, because I think the writing part is our favourite part of the whole thing, really, and. So we're always like I think with Cartwheels, we wrote that in Nashville, and that was the first song that really led us in the direction of the next songs and the next sound for the new album. And we're always constantly wanting to write, and it's all just one thing after the other.
Books of ideas and stuff that we'll definitely sit down when we get time and write. And I think we'll start thinking about a new album at the end of this summer, when we've been doing lots and lots of stuff with Cartwheels album, but it's almost too soon to even think, because when you're like so engrossed in one album, you can't even think about writing another one yet. But we've got so many ideas. So
you say you like the creative, the writing process. You like that the most. So this might sound silly, but what do you get out of it?
It's kind of it doesn't feel like a job when you're writing a song, and it's like we have these two girls called Rebecca Powell and Jessica Sharman, and they're our two friends as well, and we write a lot with them, and it's kind of like you're just writing a song, having a chat, drinking tea. It's so much fun, and you're just basically pouring your feelings out really with each other in the room into the song, and it just feels like it doesn't feel like work, and we're very lucky to be able to do that. And then, but actually what we love most is the 3 stages. I always like to say the 3 stages is the most rewarding part of it is writing a song completely raw, and then going to the studio, making it a record and hearing it as a record, and then singing it live and seeing an audience sing these songs back to you that you wrote at home, and it's just the most rewarding experience.
And well, you say you wrote in Nashville. Does your surroundings have an influence on what comes out?
Oh yeah, I mean we write a lot from where we're from as well, down in Hampshire, which is very rural. So we have lots of dog walks and lots of fresh countryside when we're in the writing room, and then other times we'll go up to London and we'll write in the studio, and it's a completely different song because it's a completely different feel.
Sure.
And in Nashville's one of the most inspiring cities ever. Everyone's a writer, so you can't help but write songs.
It's like a machine, actually.
And well, what you mentioned, the creative process, that is very fun. But I can assume that it's quite emotional as well.
It is very emotional, in a really good way. Like all different kinds of emotions.
It's almost like writing a song is releasing the emotion that you're feeling. We always sort of think like when you've written it, you sort of put it in its little box, and then it can, you know. That's how I feel. So
it's a bit like a therapy session.
Yeah, it's almost like therapy sometimes. It's quite fun.
Well, what song on the record then, that ended up on the record, gave you the most trouble, or you were most happy that you kind of finally finalized that track?
I think Who I'm Not is one of those, because Catherine and I are young in this industry, and we're together and we're growing up, and you learn in this industry with all these people around you. You really do learn, and I think we've learned together with who you're not and who you are. And it's just, I feel like you grow up quite quickly in this industry because, you know, your lifestyle's a bit crazy.
But yeah, I think the idea of the song is you don't necessarily need to know who you are yet. You just need to cancel out all the things you know you're not.
Because
yeah,
I was going to ask, have you found an answer to who you are a little bit more now?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're always discovering new things and discovering new things that you're not. But yeah, I definitely feel
even
like that
when
song...
you're 60, you still don't know.
But I definitely feel like that song was a shape of us anyway.
Finally then, well, the album came in, I don't know if it came in at #1, but it was #1.
It did, yes.
Was that important for you?
I mean, honestly, it still hasn't hit us, I don't think, because we were so shocked that it even got into the top 10, let alone #1. And I think it was just one of those things that just felt, first of all, it felt so rewarding because we thought, oh my goodness, this is actually something that we love doing, and it's working. But secondly, it's something that we just sort of, we can't quite believe. We've always sort of been more about writing a good album. Our whole aim was writing good songs, making a good album, and seeing if people like it. And to get that #1 spot was the feeling that people
were connecting,
yeah.
Which was great.
Because like you say, well, when you started out, and this is a more eclectic album, like you say, but in the country genre, did you think this was possible, or did you think about charts and those kind of things?
No, we really, like with the first album, it was, you know, we were so young, we were just learning that we loved doing this. We were just learning that we loved writing songs. It was kind of, when we released it, it was kind of like, you know, it was a risk, and it was a bit of an experiment to see how people, you know, reacted to the style of music.
Especially doing country music, where you don't expect it to be a sort of mainstream genre that people connect to. You do it because you love the genre and you love music and you love making it. So we never had any chart ideas or anything, ambitions at all. We just kind of wanted to make good.
I don't think we ever think about that. We don't ever think about charts or stuff. We always just think about the emotional side of it and what we love to do about it. We just we don't ever think ahead like that. But it's always an amazing feeling when that does happen.
Sure. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.